The idea started in about 2002 when an organisation called Ascension Trust, based in London, went to look at a similar project in Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah. And since then, in excess of 150 schemes have been set up across the country involving street pastors. The first information to churches went out a few months ago, and then the official launch was just a week ago. We have at the moment somewhere in the order of 20 to 30 people that are in different parts of the process of applying. That means they get an application form which they complete and then has to go to their pastor or vicar or leader of their church, who has to indicate that they are suitable and that they have been in regular worship in that church for at least 12 months. And then that comes through to us, and then we look at that and interview them, and then start the process of trainings. So for instance, often what they will do when they start at around about 10 o'clock is they'll go down a street and they'll clear the broken glass and the bottles that are lying around, because those could become weapons for injury later on in the evening. For instance, in a nearby town, in Worksop, in the first few months of operating, the local casualty department reported a decrease in abrasion injuries of 85%. They need to make sure that they don't show any signs of aggression. They need to show that they don't respond in a judgmental way to what is happening on the street. They're not there to replace the police. They're there for a specific purpose of offering help, understanding, advice. Chesterfield is a magnet for nighttime entertainment, and there are particular streets where that's the case. And there are nightclubs, 3 nightclubs that are open until 6 a.m. So yes, that brings a lot of money into the town. It brings a lot of employment into the town, but it also creates a demand on the police and so on. And you know, the older people sometimes feel threatened by the number, particularly in the summer, of young people out on the streets drinking. And having somebody there in a uniform like the street pastors, bringing a sort of a peaceful atmosphere, is found to be very beneficial. For instance, I know of examples where street pastors have sat just at the side of a busy road with a person who's been feeling suicidal. They've come out for a night out, problems have overwhelmed them, perhaps through the influence of alcohol as well, and they need somebody to talk to, and street pastors have provided that person to talk. One old lady at Worksop, she was out one evening with some colleagues, and they came across a group of youngsters on bikes who were making fun of them a little bit to start off with and talking to them. But one of them in particular got talking to this dear old lady, and then later on the same night turned up on his own and said, "You look like a grandma. I don't have a grandma. Will you be my grandma?" And so now they have a very good relationship, and he goes round to see her, and she's like an acting grandma to him. It's good for her because she recently lost her husband. It's very good for him. Yeah.